Welcome back to the third, believe it or not, edition of cartoons or shows that would not air nowadays. That being said, you already know the drill. This is the third one. Let's get into it. Oh boy, Invader Zim. Invader fucking Zim. This show was so weird, even back then. It's mixed of black comedy with some action and sci-fi elements, and undoubtedly horror elements. Made it one of the most weird but beloved Nickelodeon shows, believe it or not. I say believe it or not because Nickelodeon, especially now, has a reputation for being just cringe more than anything, but it's hard to believe a show like Invader Zim, as unique and popular as it was, aired on Nickelodeon. That in and of itself kind of gives it away on why I don't think it would air nowadays. I think it was also cancelled for that exact reason at first, before being brought back on Nicktoons in 2006. You'd think it's pretty self-explanatory on why this show wouldn't air now. Did you know that there was a frame of a bloody girl in some episodes? Yes, it literally appeared in some actual episodes that aired on Nickelodeon. Sure, it was a frame, but it's bloody and it's real. But also, trigger warning, because I'm going to talk about some very sensitive stuff. This show wouldn't air because a lot of kids are impressionable, and I don't know if this episode had anything to do with it, but in 2005, a young man named Scott Edgar Delesic would enter the home of his female neighbor, Pamela Vitale, basically murder her. But not only that, he would disembowel her alive just to see how long a human being could survive without some of their vital organs in his twisted, just sick mind. But during court, this actual episode of Invader Zim was brought up, and obviously he denied being inspired by it. But I really want you to think of that. Real life murder case in court had an episode of Invader Zim brought up in it, which, although was denied as the inspiration, could very well have been the inspiration. I mean, he could just lie. It's not like he fucking put his hand up on a Bible, but oh man. I don't really hear that nowadays. Reminds me of the Slender Man stabbing. That shit was also fucked up. I hope all these three turds burn in their fucking prison cells, but that should explain why a show like this would not air. And it inspired people, but for all the wrong reasons. Or really just inspired the sick people in the world. I guess inspiration does come in all fucking shapes and sizes, doesn't it? Now listen, believe it or not, I'm not that old, so I don't know if kids or the media in general just had the taste or appeal to the creepy horror weird genre type shit during the late 90s to mid 2000s, which no shame, I myself enjoy that kind of weird stuff, but you already know damn well a show like Courage the Cowardly Dog, with its main premise being spooky, scary, just twisted visuals, animation, and storyline. I myself, being a kid, remember, reruns airing on Cartoon Network of this show, and in one of the most infamous, or I guess famous in this case, scenes, Courage opens the door to one of the, apartments he was in, and he is face to face, or face to back, with a girl that is playing a sweet tune on the violin, which Courage breathes a sigh of relief because it's a nice break from all the obviously horror and disturbing visuals we've seen before she turns around revealing her horrifying CGI disfigured fucking demonic face, which obviously sends Courage to scream. And I myself, when I was 7, though I wasn't scared, I jumped a little bit. My mom laughing because, she had probably seen the episode before. My sister liked the show a lot, and I myself, when I was a kid, didn't really like it. I thought it was weird and just ugh. But as an adult, weirdly enough, I can genuinely see the appeal. But I guess to each their own, really. And the reason why I mainly think that a show like this would not air nowadays is because I have a really recent example of censorship, which would completely throw the show away. If you've seen SpongeBob, you've obviously seen and know about the creepypasta known as Squidward. Censored because of YouTube. This creepypasta spread so big that even the creators or writers of SpongeBob at least noticed and put it in an episode. In the episode of SpongeBob in Imagination Land, Squidward opens a bunch of doors similar to Courage, and then one of them is featured with the Squidward suicide face. Yes, this infamous one. But believe it or not, this stupid fucking scene, this one fucking scene, it was too scary for kids because they ended up replacing it with this image about 2 weeks later because it scared the little kids. So that's really the main thing. If they're gonna replace a scene minimal and really just not as scary as that, then what makes you think that a show like Courage, with its main fucking story having scary visuals, would fly any day? I don't think so.